All right, so you've got a notification. Dawn version 15.3 is available. What should you do? Let's find out. So first, just click on the notification. It's going to tell you what's available and where you're at. So we're currently at 13.01, and we could move all the way up to 15.3. Should we? Why wouldn't we? So an updated copy of your theme will be added to your theme library so you can review before publishing. It's going to go into your drafts. You're going to be able to see what 15.3 looks like. You're going to be able to play with it, and no harm, no foul. The copy will include your content sections and templates. So it tells you what's included because there's some things that potentially aren't included. Any custom code, and there could be some things that are so vastly different from 13 to 15 that you gotta make changes. Okay, so let's see how you find that stuff. And in the meantime, we're gonna just add this newest one to the theme library so we can take a look at it. All right, so that's downloading. And then we're gonna go back to the notification. We're gonna say view release notes. And this isn't that big of a jump, so I'm going to pretend like we're at, let's say, Dawn version 8, and we've got the opportunity to go to 15. Okay, so release notes is going to take us to the Dawn theme page, and it's going to take us to the support and documentation tab. All right, now it's got notes on every version change. So let's pretend again, like I said, we're all the way back at 8. Okay, so here, anything above it is going to be new to us, okay? And going from 8 to 8.01, little tiny change. 8.01 to 8.1, bigger change. 8 to 9, big change, okay? So let's look at 8.1, right? Very small, okay. We're going to just cruise to the next page. And you saw some highlights there. We're going to get into that. Okay, so version 9.0 has a highlighted section. You want to read that specifically. Important. The rich text section heading type has been changed. This might result in your heading text being set back to the default value talk about your brand. This can happen when manually upgrading to this version. Okay, so if you've got a rich text section, there's a good chance whatever you've written in there is going to be switched back to talk about your brand, and it's going to look a little goofy. So you're going to have to go in manually, and it's going to say talk about your brand. You're going to say, oh, this used to say now featuring this barbecue set or whatever, and you're going to have to manually type that in. Okay, so the yellow sections are sections that call out work specifically that could apply to you. Okay, doesn't mean that you necessarily have this, but if you do, you're going to want to change it. Okay, other than that, we got a lot of cool stuff. We introduced a new click and hover zoom option on desktop, like all cool stuff, right? Big changes. All right, 9 to 11. All cool stuff. I'm looking out specifically for the highlighted version. I want to know how bad is this going to mess me up? What do I have to take care of specifically if I'm updating in order to publish it? 11 to 12. Okay. If you use a gradient as a main background, the look of your cart drawer and product will be affected. Okay. You might not have a gradient as the main background, so like this probably doesn't apply, but it's possible. Okay, so let's go to the next page. 13. If you use color schemes, they will reset to their default values due to an internal change to the feature. This is going to impact almost everybody. So what I would do in this instance, this is annoying. I would pull up a window with your old theme and then the new theme and just look what you did there and just manually do it the same over here. Okay. That's annoying. Okay. But I mean, you're getting the variant picker now supports color swatches. Like that's a big deal if you've got variants with different colors. Like that's cool. Country selector, default, added a default font for input fields. Okay, you just got more options. All right, great. So moving on from 13, 13.1, again, it's going to be small stuff. 14, a bunch of cool stuff. Filters can now include images. Great. And let's see what 15 has in store. Oh, we got 2 pages of 15. 15 was big. Support for products with over 2,000 variants. Pretty sick. Little guys. All right, let's go to the first page. Right, little stuff. Now, I'm just rushing through this because this stuff isn't going to cause you more work. It's going to give you more opportunity. And it could be something where, oh, wow, I can do this now. And you do have more work because now you can enhance a product listing. But I really just want to draw attention to, if you update, what's going to happen that is going to impact you negatively? What do you need to look out for? Okay, so we know that there were a couple things, right? There was the color scheme, there was the rich text heading, and there was, if you had a gradient background, it's going to look different on the cart. Okay, so if those are all things that you can live with and you want access to all the other goodies, here's what you do. So we've got that added to our theme library. Your customizations were copied successfully. Great, everything's good. We can just publish this and we've got the newest stuff. But we went from 13 to 15, okay? So we didn't have any highlighted yellow important things that were impacted, okay? So we can just literally go to publish. Great, done. Now, things that aren't going to carry over, things that aren't listed in the release notes that you need to be aware of. If you've got custom code, it's not going to move over, okay? So one of the most popular ones is if you've got a custom font, a branded font that you had to upload and set up and go into edit code and make changes here. It's not going to translate. Okay, so you have to redo it. If you want it done, you have to redo it. It's annoying. It's annoying. It is. And if you're moving from something like 1.0 to 15.3, you've probably got a number of things that are impacting you that you're going to have to make sure that you take care of. But the nice thing with the Shopify updates are you're getting access to more features, okay? Your site's still secure, your customer's information still secure, that's not impacted, but how the site functions, how it looks, that's impacted. So you could be operating on version 1.0, but you custom coded exactly what you wanted. You don't need to update. Maybe it wouldn't make sense for you to. It would cause too much work. So I think for a lot of people, the updates are great. I think where you run into problems are when you're really moving from 5 to 15 and you got to keep an eye out for, oh man, what do I absolutely have to change? And then of course, if there's any custom coding that you've done, or if there's a number of people that have worked on your site and you're not sure what's what, the easiest way to kind of check it out is to download the latest version and then just go into it and just look around and see what's changed. Because a lot of things are just going to pop out like, oh, the button label, we got to put a label there. Oh, our custom font didn't carry over. Yeah. So just go through page by page if that's the case. There are other, solutions, other workarounds, but it depends on the size of your site and what you're doing. So let me know any specific questions, and I'll be happy to weigh in. But other than that, I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.